Hello and welcome to a channel update for July. This is where I tell you what's happening on the channel this month, and you can give feedback, comments, tell me what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of, if there's anything that's been annoying you that you want me to fix, anything like that. This is a great opportunity for you to let your feedback be known and for me to have a chance to do something about it. So, let's talk about June. June has gone very well for the channel. June has more views, it has more watch time, it has more comments, it has longer comments, it has more engaged people, it has we have got almost double the subscribers that you'd usually expect on a month. It is, in general, just really good. And what do I attribute that mostly to? Well, I mean, if you're looking at my channel, it's fairly obvious right now. It's Persona 4. Persona 4 is, like, it popped off in a way I did not expect, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the experience of going through with other people who are obviously very experienced in the game that isn't, like, the non-golden version of the game, or people who played the golden version, or people who are just playing along at the same time. There's a lot of different voices coming through with that, and that's awesome. And I'm enjoying all of it. There's people who haven't played any Persona games who are watching it and they're still enjoying it, still contributing, and I think that is a fantastic sign for the channel. What else has been happening on the channel? Well, we've had some streams this month. Streams have been pretty good. Yeah, they've been doing some Dark Souls, we've had people turning up. The problem with my streams right now, the thing that I want to improve with them is right now, all the stream is I press stream and that's it. That's pretty much it. I have a timer at the start because YouTube cuts off the start of the VODs, but apart from that, that's all I'm doing with the streams. I'm just literally turning them on and streaming. It's not at a consistent time on the day that I do it. It's like, there's some issues there. There's no like graphics on the stream. There's no nothing. There are things that I'd like to do, like I'd ideally like to have chat show up on the stream. I think that could be a cool addition. Have like the ability for people to see that and see what I'm responding to, which would work very well for the VOD, because I don't know how the chat shows up in the VOD. I assume it just doesn't, or it doesn't properly show up. So that would be very useful. So if I'm answering someone's question, you can see that somebody's actually asked it or something like that. Or if I'm responding to something that's happened in chat, like, you can see what's going on. And you can see when I see the messages as well, which is quite useful for knowing if you're behind a few minutes on the stream or something like that. There's a lot of things I want to improve. Also want to improve, like, graphics, so you can know what we're doing, all that sort of stuff, which is more important in a stream than it is in a video. Like, in a video, you look at the title and you're like, doing a boss fight. Alright, so he's probably doing a boss fight, right? You know, it's really straightforward. You've watched the previous 50 videos, you're pretty much aware where the situation's at, or if you haven't, you can go back and watch it, right? In the stream, it's a little bit more like you're jumping in about halfway through. You don't really know what's going on, you're just trying to pick things up, right? Like, you drop in and out. It's a little bit different of an experience, and that's something I want to improve. I also want to put it on Twitch, because I think that would be good. I think Twitch is a better streaming platform. YouTube is better for me right this second because most of my viewership is on YouTube. In fact, 100% of my viewership is on YouTube. But Twitch is better in the long term for streaming, and is better in the long term so that if my YouTube channel gets hacked, for instance, I still have a location for things to happen. But what I want to do first is I want to get the stream up to a standard that I'm happy with, and then have it streamed on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I don't want to start streaming on Twitch with the same level that I have right now on YouTube, because I want to present a better, first foot forward when I go onto that platform. I think that's a better way to handle things. So that's basically my mindset. I also want to, before I go on there, have like a schedule, which is planned ahead of time. I want to have a game choice thing which is thought out and planned ahead of time, that sort of thing. Actually have a plan and we're going to do Twitch, we're going to do it 3 times a week, we're going to do it at this time every single time we do it, we're going to have this game on. Like, I want it to be like that and be a very proper way of doing it, a structured way, and have it be something that where you're expecting it. Now, YouTube, I believe, does not allow you to do the videos that people used to do, which is a little annoying if you're trying to switch over to Twitch. And what YouTube used to do is what the general strategy people did was they put out a video which says now streaming on Twitch, right? So you would know that that person's stream was currently on, and you'd go and you'd click the video, and the video would just be like, I'm streaming on Twitch right now, come on over, and then you'd go over, and that'd be great. I don't believe you're allowed to do that now, as you're not, I believe, allowed to create a video which the express purpose is to move someone to a different platform. I think that's generally the wording. I can't remember the exact wording, but essentially you're not allowed to do those videos anymore. What I think will be allowed is a dual stream between YouTube and Twitch, which is why that's what my goal is. And then, you know, on the YouTube stream, advertise Twitch, on the Twitch stream, advertise YouTube, symbiotic relationship, all that kind of nonsense. So that's my plan with the stream. Right now we're just doing Dark Souls every Sunday. Not this Sunday. I did say last Sunday that it would be this Sunday. However, my mother's birthday is tomorrow, and I need to go and visit her, and because the lockdown stuff is kind of lifting, I'm gonna stay over, so there's no stream, right? I'm just not here, which is also why there's gonna be a gap in videos. There's gonna be some videos I haven't quite finished yet. Basically, right now, after I finish doing this video, I'm gonna go render everything that I have, which is like 8 or 9 videos. And then I'm going to upload them all, and then I'm literally just going to leave it the moment those are uploaded. So I don't have time to record anything more and render it, because it just doesn't work out. So apologies for that. Stellaris is the most impacted one. Wasteland 2 is going to be second most. Fire Emblem, I think we're missing a day. Persona and CK2 should have no days missing. So that's the current plan. Let's talk about what's on the channel in next month. We have Persona 4 Golden. I've already kind of talked about it. It's going to be continuing on the channel. It is absolutely fantastic. It does have a lot of grinding. I have potentially, actually the video hasn't gone out yet, but I have said that for some of the grinding, I might just stream it. As in, it might be something to do on a stream to just, you know, I'm doing some grinding, hang out, have a little chat or something. You know, I think that could be cool. Other stuff for Persona 4, there isn't too much more. I wanted to do some more editing of the dungeons, but I haven't really had time. Another thing that's been going on recently is there's been an illness in the family, which has meant that for various reasons I haven't had as much time to record as I would like to. But yeah, that has unfortunately now finished, and yeah, I'm gonna have more time to record, let's put it that way. What else have we got? We've got CK2, which is actually about to end. I reckon CK2 might be over by the end of next week. Like, I think we're that close to the end of it, which is surprising if you were looking at it at the start of this week, but, or even if you're looking at the current episode, but we get very quickly closer to our goal every episode. Like, it is very, very quickly speeding up. After that, I might play a modded series of CK2. There's been some demand for that, so we might do that. I don't know. I need to find something in CK2 which is exciting me to play it right now. There's a lot of me that's like, well, CK3 comes out in like 2 months. In fact, it's less than 2 months until CK3. Not really, you know, I need to get a series which is short. You know, there's a little bit in my head there of like, I don't know. It's that thing I get before DLCs come out as well. It's the, I'm playing the worst version of the game. There's a better version of the game out there. It's just not available yet. You know, you get that kind of thought in your head. So yeah, I need to find something that's cool with CK2 that I haven't done before. Some people have been asking for the Game of Thrones mod, and I've done a lot of that. I can't think of the single start that I haven't done in that game. As in, which is on Westeros. There are some things in Essos I haven't done, but here's the secret to the Game of Thrones mod. Nobody watches the stuff in Essos. Nobody cares about it. All they care about is the Seven Kingdoms and the feudal stuff and the inter-house stuff. Nobody cares about what's happening over on the other continent. Nobody's going to watch it. From experience, that's what I've had for that kind of stuff, so yeah. Need to think about it. Might play some Elder Kings or some... There's been... Actually, some people have been doing stuff with the Warhammer mod. They've updated it to the latest version. I think it's an older version of the Warhammer mod, but they've updated it to the later version of CK2, so that could be worth a look out, although they've still putting out patches, but yeah, we'll see. There might be some other mods that have come out that I haven't looked at in a while. I haven't seen how the Dragon Age mod did, whether anyone's put any effort into that since I last looked at it. I haven't seen whether anything's happened with the Lord of the Rings mod, or, you know, there's a whole bunch of things we could do, so a lot of CK2 stuff, which is on the horizon. CK3, I should mention it, coming out on the 1st of September. I would imagine, based on previous Paradox stuff, that will be available to content creators before it comes out. I'm not kind of guaranteeing that. I'm not saying that that's a thing that will happen. I've had no communication from them. I have not communicated with them. I've not sent an email or anything, but their general MO is that they give stuff to content creators before it comes out. They did it with the latest EU4 DLC. They did it with the last CK2 DLC. You know, it's kind of what they do. So, yeah. I would expect that might be on the channel before the 1st of September, but I also know nothing. Stressing that last point kind of a lot. I know absolutely nothing. It might be for CK3 they want everything to happen on the same day. It might be that they only want streamers to do CK3. Who knows? Anyway, Wasteland 2, let's move on to that. Wasteland 2, if you have only seen the Arizona part of Wasteland 2, I really recommend that you have a look at the video, everything past the video which is called LA. I mean, it's going to be spoilers, obviously, but that game becomes completely different. That game, like, it changes completely. It's got new lore. It feels so much like, I'm trying to think, it feels a lot like New Vegas in terms of the factions that suddenly appeared out of nowhere. A lot of them are very familiar. A lot of the world is a lot cooler. The weapons are cooler. The maps are better. It's like the first part in Arizona is the bad game. It's like this is the demo that they made, right? And the second part, where you leave Arizona, is so much better. At least so far from what I played, it's just a better game. So if you were kind of like, I'm not feeling this Wasteland 2 thing, it's not, like, the world isn't that interesting, this might be what draws you back in. So there's my little pitch for it. I'm really enjoying this new bit of Wasteland 2. I don't know how long it is. I have to assume it can't be that long, because a lot of the achievement progress that we've had throughout the game, we're like 3/4 of the way through most achievements, so I assume they've got about 25% of the game left. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. It could be absolutely filled with stuff, but it feels to me like there's some very set out things that you're gonna do in it, and there's not a lot of... It's like it's one story in here, which is also why it's a bit weird, because it's like a self-contained storyline, which makes me think that you could have literally, well, one, made it into 2 games, or 2, just cut out the entire Arizona bit entirely. Yeah, anyway, it's weird. So, Wasteland 2, go check it out. Stellaris, still fun to do. The game has kind of moved into a bit of a resource management game for just now. Every time we're not at war, I don't click the utopian, give everybody everything option, which bankrupt us, but yeah, there's a little bit of waiting in Stellaris. I don't know when the endgame factions are going to appear. I might have messed up the game entirely, but Stellaris is heading towards endgame. I don't know what we're going to play after Stellaris. It really depends when it ends. Stellaris, after we've finished it, I'm trying to think what I would ideally want to be playing. I might play more Stellaris. It's really fun and has drawn me in, but I don't know. We might play something else in between. I don't know. I should show you while we're at it. I do have a couple of upcoming things. I need to change Cyberpunk. It no longer comes out on the 17th of September. It now comes out in... is that November 17th now? Let me see. I think it is November. We'll just chuck in November 17th for just now. Anyway. So Cyberpunk's actually a few months out, which means there's more CK3 time. Baldur's Gate comes out, or 3 comes out August 1st, so yeah, that's going to be like a month's time. Oh wow, that's less than a month that comes out. Although that's not the full game, that's the early access one. So what we'll probably do is something similar to what I did with Divinity, which is, or Divinity Original Sin 2, which is play like a little bit of the start, see how it is, and then put it on the back burner until it's out. I think that makes sense for how I want to handle that. Vampire, no idea when it's coming out. Baldur's Gates I need to get back to. Baldur's Gates are probably going to be after Wasteland. I'm still scrolling down to see what else we got in here, whether there's anything else that's going to jump in the way. When I have it in here, I have upcoming. Bubbling means I was thinking about it. Wasteland 3 I definitely want to jump into. That's August 28th. We're going to finish Wasteland 2 and Wasteland 3 is going to come out. It means Baldur's Gate is going to be delayed. Anyway, I'm just realizing how time works here. That's fine. When it says nugget, this means that it's been suggested, or, you know, it's something I've thought of or anything like that, but it's not quite there yet. It's like it's not something that has moved into the, yeah, I'm really thinking about doing it. Like even Morrowind, I might move back down into Nugget right now because we've got so much else on the channel, which is exciting me, that I want to do. But yeah, there's some of that stuff. I'm not entirely sure what's going to jump up the queue. There may be that there's something entirely different which jumps up the queue. Who knows? But anyway. So yeah, I don't know. After Stellaris ends, I have no idea what we're going to play. We might play more Stellaris. That's all I'm at right now. We might play more Stellaris. Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is a lot of fun. I'm still enjoying it. We are coming towards the end of Fire Emblem though. We are at the end straight of the 3rd run of Fire Emblem, and then there's a 4th run to come. I suspect that the 4th run might end up being quite quick, as we're not recruiting as many characters in this 4th run that I'm planning, which might mean that naturally you don't talk to as many characters, you don't get as many supports between the characters, and the game might just run quicker. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. I don't know how long the route is, so yeah. Anyway, Fire Emblem, still enjoying it a lot. Originally, I had actually worked out. I'd worked out. I was like, this is how many episodes the previous 2 runs of Fire Emblem have taken me. So it would actually end up with us finishing Fire Emblem about a week before Cyberpunk came out. Cyberpunk's obviously been delayed, so I suspect that we're going to finish Fire Emblem sometime in September, sometime in October, or something like that. And then we're going to have a little gap between that and Cyberpunk. So depending on how long the gap is, we might fit another game in there. Shadowrun was suggested, as in the Shadowrun series of games, which actually might be a great fit for something like that, because it's a really short game. Like, at least one of, I think it's, I forget what the first one's called, but I think that's a really short one. The other ones are a little bit longer, but yeah, anyway. It could be a fun thing to put in there. And then Life is Strange 2 is the only other thing we have there. Didn't get a great response on the channel, which I kind of expected. I quite enjoyed doing it though, and it kind of served a dual purpose. It's a little bit of a tech test for me. It was seeing what would happen if I started recording my videos at 4K. Here's what happens with it. At 4K, the video, it will render in about double the time, which is to be expected, right? It's a long amount of stuff, although the Life is Strange episodes were also quite long. So that's the first thing I found from that. The second thing, which is more important and more relevant to to you directly, is that it delays the video going out by a day because YouTube needs an extra day to process it. Which means if I'm playing a game, say like Persona, where I'm getting feedback on the day before the video goes out, right? That would be less possible with a 4K video, because it just wouldn't work. You would, it would need to be a 2-day delay, which is fine, but that's kind of how it works with that. Anyway. Also, for a lot of games, it doesn't make a lot of sense on the channel. Like, Persona 4, that game I think came out on the PS2. Like, who cares? It's not gonna have 4K textures. CK3 doesn't, the interface doesn't scale to 4K very well. Wasteland 2, the text will be too small. Stellaris doesn't scale too well to 4K, or at least it didn't last time I heard about it, because it's on the same engine as CK2, so, like, it doesn't work. Fire Emblem doesn't run in 4K. On the Switch, I bet it doesn't even run in at 1080, which is what I put the videos out at now, so it's irrelevant for this. Life is Strange is literally the only thing on the channel that even makes sense for 4K right now. I did push up, in another unrelated tech bit, I did push up the bitrate on the channel from, I think I was recording videos at something like 4K bitrate, and I pushed it up to 50K, which makes them render in a lot longer amount of time, but should make all the videos look nicer, so hopefully that's been there. It was when I was recording Atom RPG. All of the snow in the game just made it look god-awful on video, which I think I managed to fix by moving it up to 50k to 50k bitrate, but YouTube will also then downgrade it again. But here's the other side, is if you record it in 4K, YouTube will not degrade your video as much, in theory, because it, like, as far as I've heard, it's like, if you record it in 4K and then stick it on YouTube, the 1080 version will also look better, right? It will also be available at a higher bitrate. So that's what I've heard. I'm basically just parroting things that I've heard rumored on the internet, which is a bad thing. Also, let me just go boom, because that is mostly the channel update done. And, you know, we didn't talk for too long. That was a nice short update at 20 minutes. Could have been half an hour. Anyway, as I said at the start, if you have anything that you want to see on the channel, anything that you want to me to know, anything that you have any problems with, anything that you have any criticism about, anything that you really like, that's the kind of stuff I want to hear about, and that's the kind of stuff I'd like you to put in the comments. So, thank you for watching. Oh, I should also mention, there is a channel Discord. The channel Discord is not that active, but their links should now actually be working on the main page, which somebody nicely pointed out that I'd put up one that only had like 50 links on it, and it had run out, so it should now have unlimited links to the channel, or to the Discord. So if you're interested in that, that is now working. And the music that is playing in the background of this is from Stellaris. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.